In this section, we learned all about creating forms, as well as being able to create user sessions and authenticating users with signing in with email and password, as well as signing in with Google. And we also had our sign up page where we're able to create a new user. Now, if you noticed, there were two places that we had to remember or store user information. The first one was Firebase, right? We needed to remember a user so that when they come back, one day, maybe tomorrow, or maybe a year from now, we have their information. So a backend database, like we used in Firebase, is a way for us to remember that information of the user. So initially, we stored that information there. But once we have it in the backend, we now need to get access to it on the front end. Because on the front end, we also have to remember that information. So when a user signs up and they click sign up, well, we're going to store that information in our Firebase. However, when a user comes back and let's say signs in with Google or signs up with email and password, we check our Firebase data and say, hey, does this user exist? And if they do, or if they sign in with Google, I want you to store that state of the user in our app. Remember that information in our app so that as the user starts to move through our e-commerce website, we have that information so that they can check out, they can update their cart. So by the end of this section, I hope you understand the importance of remembering a user with something like a backend, and then requesting that information from the backend so that you can store it as state on the front end and be able to use it to allow the user to have a proper shopping experience. We have a long way to go, so let's keep going, and I'll see you in the next section.